Lord. I'm so glad that the Lord saved me. I'm so glad that the Lord saved me.
If it had not been for Jesus, where would I be? I'm so glad that the Lord saved me.
That used to be that was like the start of service
Yeah.
type song.
Yep.
And so I started thinking about watching night as we were preparing for this, and I was like, "Ooh, I can sing that song to kind of start us off. I can start. I could do that." And so that's been on my mind like all week long as I've been thinking about that.
Yeah.
As we getting ready for this, I was like, "I'm gonna sing that song. I'm gonna sing that song." I thought Dad'd be happy about that too.
it was so many, yeah, because when you start singing it was, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Mind your testimony service.
Right?
Yeah.
Aren't you glad that the Lord saved you? Like they like those words, like they were talking to you.
Yes.
Aren't you glad that the Lord saved
It
you?
wasn't just a song, it was actually, it really meant something.
Right. We welcome you once, we welcome you twice, we welcome you in the name of Jesus Christ. Welcome into the Word in Conversation podcast or
Yes.
Godcast. I am Aris. This is the dude, also called John Moore, Deacon John Moore. And this is the Word in Conversation. Thank you all for joining us on tonight. We are
Yes,
doing this
sir.
live on tonight. We are excited to be here. I'm in the midst. Also, the Right Reverend is behind the camera on today. Anytime we do the podcast from now on, cuz that's what you're going to be. We got the dude, we got me, we got Aris. I got the regular name. We got Aris, we got the dude. And then behind,
I don't know if you
behind,
picked up on that.
behind the scenes is going to be the Right Reverend. That's what we're going to call it.
Right,
The
Reverend.
Right Reverend is going to be behind it. So anybody and want to throw down in the chat, anybody that's in the mix right now, please throw your name down in the chat. Say hello. Say what's up. I'm sending out links. Please send these links out
Yeah,
to
we're sending these
other
out.
people, family, friends, and loved ones. Send them all out. Send them all tonight because this is our end of the year podcast. We started this with a Bible study in September. When was my month? I did
September, wasn't it?
September. So we gave it a goal to do a podcast for Community Chapel. We call it The Word in Conversation. And so we gave it a whirl during the month of September. And it was fantastic. We had a blast.
Yes.
I told dude, I didn't ask dude. I told dude he should do this with me. And he jumped along with it. And it was fun. And so now we plan on continuing on this process. Going into the next year, the Right Reverend and I, we have been talking about getting more cameras and doing bigger and better things. And so we'll be shooting different podcasts throughout the year. So this is our actually like one standalone podcast that's not based on like Bible studies or anything like that. So this is our thing for right now. But we should have a lot of fun. Like I said, continue to bring more people in. Like I said, jump in the comments, say hello, say what's up. We want to see you all joining us on tonight. So tonight, what we're gonna do we're gonna kind of talk about is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward.
Right.
We're gonna deal with just kind of the end of the year. Everybody's kind of talking about the end of the year. Why? Because it is December 31st, and so because it's December 31st, we are going to kind of talk about it. We're gonna recap the year. Going to kind of talk about some things going into the next year. That's some things that we want to talk about. It's been a busy year. It's been a big year. My eyes been open a little bit throughout this year. I don't know about yours. I've seen some things. So just to jump right into it as we get people to come on in, like I said, continue to send out those links to everybody. Tell them to come check it out. Come check it out. I need to text people. Let me text some people while we own the air and everything like that.
Yeah, we looking, you know how we always look like for the first someone. I haven't seen Steve or Keita pop in yet.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who's gonna come in first. They know I'm be the first ones to come in.
Anybody want to feel guilty and call out names of those who were not in the church today? We're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. This is just a joke. I'm not gonna do that. Okay.
In case you hear some boom boom and popping, it's fireworks outside right now.
It is.
So,
There are fireworks going on outside.
yeah, they going down.
They is going down. I didn't pop. You know what? We don't even do. We do 4th of July, but we don't even buy fireworks for New Year's.
Yeah, 'cause
And
it's
the
too
reason why I
crazy.
don't buy fireworks for New Year's because I'm always just used to being at watch service. Anybody not know what watch service is? I was laughing at Lester today, and he was talking about how his parents are going to do a watch service. They're starting at 10 o'clock, and they plan 9 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah, they starting at 9 o'clock, and they're gonna pray, and they're gonna go all the way into the new year. But his parents stayed like the church is like somewhere far off, and he was like they're gonna get a hotel, and like the rest of the church is like, we gotta drive home at midnight. I was like, that's so messed up. He's like, I ain't going next year. Yeah. They can't make me go next year. But we decided to do this. We kind of changed it up. Pastor Manuel allowed us to do this thing so we can keep people off the road and all that type of stuff. But just to go into just kind of recap into last year. So 2023 was a very interesting year. Like I said, we plan on having fun and kind of talking a few things on tonight. But I didn't know it or realize it. And I got kind of emotional. Trisha pointed out. We're talking about. I always bring my pop into every time we have a podcast, I always got to bring my dad into it because he's a funny person to me, but he's not trying to be funny. He's just living his life, and I just attack him. It's just what I do. I just attack him. So we're talking about relationships. Trisha and I were talking about relationships like 2 nights ago or something like that. Mm-hmm. As we're talking about relationships, we're talking about parents and all that type of stuff. And so we started talking about, we're talking about how old Daddy is. Right. And so not his age, just his demeanor, like his mannerisms. We were talking about how old he is, right? And so it was like, Pop's old. He shouldn't be that old, but he's old, right? And so we're talking about like some of his friends and all that type of stuff. And it was like, this individual's like really older than he is. And so, but as we were talking about that, we were like, how old was Mama? And what was the difference? Like, what was the age gap between him and Mama? So we started doing the math. And so we couldn't figure it out. Don't throw a water bottle. I'm on air. You can't throw a water bottle. You're trying to throw a water bottle. You can't do that. That's not what you do. So we're trying to find out the age difference between Mom and the pastor. And so I still have Mom's program. So I went to the closet and I found the program and I found her age. And so we found out that there was a big gap. And so my mom was dating a child. You know so what's that? No filter. So it's no filter, dude, and the right reverend. So I gotta throw this out there. I have to throw this. I gotta throw this out there. I love to talk about my dad. It's fun, man. But it's all like a recap. It's part of a recap. You know how I do it. So I didn't put that. Somebody just asked me what time we start. We start now. It's on now.
Now,
right? It's on now. So as we were talking about that, and we were making a joke about how the age gap and all that type of stuff, and Trisha pointed out, and we did the math, and come to find out, we didn't realize it that in February of this year, my mom would have been 70, and so I got really emotional about that. That's a big birthday. And so those of you who do not know, my mother passed away she passed away in 2019. Yeah, February 10th, 2019. And so and her birthday was in March. Her birthday's in March. And so she would have been 70 this year. And so I didn't realize that. And I started thinking about it. That's the reason why we also call this the waiting room. Because I started thinking about it when it comes to as we go throughout the year, and so many things happen in the waiting room. John, don't let me do all this talking.
No. You know how you start out and then
I got you.
I come.
You know me.
You know how we do. So.
I will ramble. I will ramble on.
We good.
Okay, so it's called the waiting room because it's a lot of things tend to happen in a waiting room, and so it feels that way as we're getting ready to go into the year, but then we also think about the years, what happened in the previous year. So as Trisha and I talked about that, I thought about that and I was like, man, that's a big year that would have been a big birthday for Mom. And I began to realize like how much I miss her and all the things that we've done throughout this year. And so, and the things that she missed, because I started thinking about when Trisha and I first got married, and we got married, and Mom and Dad were there, and a few other family friends, and we got married, and we just basically did it in the church. We didn't have a big wedding. I need to post that. I need to post that picture. Trisha said no. Post that picture of Trisha in her black dress and me in my gray shirt, like looking a hot mess. I don't know why nobody ever told me I looked that ugly, why I looked that bad. But I was looking at that and how we had no money. We were kind of starting off our relationship. We went to Papa though. We went to Papa's, not Papa though. We went to Papa's after. I think our whole wedding, what Trish and I what we spent on our wedding was a total of probably like $50. Because family, I think mom and dad paid for Papa's. We didn't even pay for that. That's our reception, and we didn't even pay for that. But on this year, 15 years later in June, Trisha, and the kids, along with our very, very good friends, the dude and friend, they joined us in Turks and Caicos, along with the Mallories, also
Stevens.
Oh yeah, the Stevens were there. My in-laws. They not even my in-laws, but they're my in-laws. Why am I forgetting the names?
From
Yeah, Boo and Tundra. Yes.
and
Who else came? I missed somebody. Oh, and Aaliyah.
yes.
And yeah,
And
the
Earl.
Wilsons and Earl came. Yeah. So we had some people come along to Turks and Caicos with us as we celebrated 15 years. And as I'm looking at that on this year, like it was so amazing that 15 years ago we couldn't even fathom the idea of even traveling and going anywhere. Right. Not even like the funds, nothing like that. And I don't even think we were in good standing with everybody. I think Trisha and I upset everybody at that point in time. I don't know. We did everything the backwards way. But we were able to celebrate in Turks with family and friends, and it was beautiful, and it was fantastic. And I started thinking about it. I was like, man, like mom was there for when we first got married. I wish she could have been here to see me actually go through the actual wedding. But then I was also grateful that I was able to give my wife an actual wedding. And she was able to pick out the dress, and my honey was able to walk down the aisle. We went through the whole shebang of picking out songs and cakes and food and hors d'oeuvres and all that type of stuff. So we got the whole experience. It was awful, that part. The wedding was fantastic, but that part was bad. So I was thinking about that, and so it was fantastic to go along with the year. But like I said, again, just talking about the waiting room, like so much stuff happens in the waiting room, and I think that's where we are as we reflect on the year, is that we're waiting for what's next. We're waiting to see what's going to happen. We don't know what's happening. We set plans, emotions, and all that type of stuff. We don't know what's going to happen. That waiting room is such a heavy feeling. And I believe a lot of people are feeling that way, to where they're kind of sitting back and they're struggling with certain things. Their minds on something, their goals. They're trying to reach something, but they're constantly we're in the waiting room, just kind of sitting back and just waiting for God to do something, waiting for something to change. We're waiting for good news. We're waiting for some news sometimes. And so that's how I feel as we were going throughout the year, is that we've had our good times, and so we've also been preparing for Kennedy to go to college. So that's been fun. That's been exciting. Dude, what have y'all been up to? Because y'all traveled everywhere. Y'all went everywhere this year.
Oh my God. Look, I told y'all I was done this year.
Yeah.
My wife done traveled me out.
Man, y'all went.
She be ready to go.
Y'all went.
Yeah, so just like you say, just thinking about at this point, when we talking about the things, in the past up until where we are right now, it's one of them situations to where, like when we got married,
Yeah.
we were just there, but we was maintaining when we first started off and everything. So this year was the big 20 as the marriage. 21, 22 since we've been together, I think. Somewhere in there. I never remember.
We had
I always
17.
had that way.
That's a lot. That's
Yeah.
a lot. And y'all at 21, 22?
Somewhere in there. So I never remember. I always had to ask my daughter or the wife.
Trisha don't ever remember. I'm the one that remember.
That's weird.
Ain't that weird?
That's very weird.
Yeah, she don't remember anniversary.
Because I never remember.
Yeah, I always remember. I always got to remind her. She going to tell you the wrong day. She going to tell you the wrong day.
So, it's those things like we start out, we'll drive, we used to, go Louisiana, Dallas, this, that, and other. I have never been on a plane until I met my wife.
Now she try to keep you on one.
Keep me on the plane, bro. Oh, my God. So we're there. Lord is blessed where we can, go here, go there. but it's all his doing. You know, and it's just like you saying. I hear what you're saying about Sister Manuel, and I tell Treese pretty often that I wish that Mama and Grandma could have seen some of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause when we grew up as kids, we didn't see a relationship as far as a marriage, none of that. So we didn't see Mama like go out on dates. We didn't see Mother Simpson go like out on dates. So what I do for my wife right now, I ain't see a piece of that for them. So just to think about right now, if we could have just like, you know, we were going somewhere, we would go pick them up, go take them out, let them sit down and have a little, you know, little dinner, this, that, and other. It's just things like that, you know, you wish you could have done then. So just to encourage anybody that's watching, if you have that opportunity right now, go ahead and do it. Don't wait. You know, don't put it off like it'll come. Go ahead and do it right now.
Yeah.
Because that's something that you can't get back. We don't know, you know, what God time is. So while you have the time, if you still have mother, father, grandmother, spend time with them. You wanna do that. And I don't feel like we failed them. It just I didn't know about these things before. I didn't know about some of these restaurants and some of the places that we've been.
Oh, I got date night ready.
You got date night ready?
Like for next year? I got it ready. If y'all know about date night, the mangoes and the moles, we're going to M&M it up. We're going to date night.
We do date night. Look, she make that time. Yeah, your
friend,
friend, we ready. So, look, get out there and create something. Enjoy life, people. Enjoy life. Keep God first, but, enjoy life.
Yes, it's as you're saying that, it's so point. Trisha and I was watching the movie. I always bring my honey. I'm going to bring my honey on the screen. I'm going to turn the camera her way because me and my honey always talking. But we were watching SWAT.
Yes.
And I was laughing because it was a simple quote, and the boy said it like on the show, and we laughed about it, but it was real as we prepared for this because he was somebody was having an issue. I think Hondo was having an issue with somebody, and what's the boy name? You remember the boy name that he watches? Daryl. Yeah. So Daryl on the show, he looked at Hondo like real just casual, and he was like, "Hey, you can't stay mad about that. People die." And he walked off. And it was so simple when he said that. He was like, don't hold on to things and learn from your mistakes and move forward because people die. And you can't you won't be able to get that time and those opportunities back. So throughout the year, I've learned my honey can contest to this, like I've learned to get better at being a husband. I was already doing like a pretty bang up job. This house is laughing entirely too hard. But I was doing a pretty bang up job. But then as we talked, I started to go back and you know what? I can do better. And so I think about like my wife like 2 bouquets of flowers like in the second half of the year. And and ask anybody, ask my honey. Ask my honey. Hey, y'all got to get out. And so, and if you don't know, that's huge. That's huge, right? It's steps. And I want to encourage everybody, whatever it is that you're struggling with, or whatever it is that you might not be comfortable with in your relationship, or when it comes to work, whatever the case may be. Step out there because things change. Especially when it comes to your relationship. I know people will get on your nerves, and it's so hard to not be frustrated when there's those individuals out there that get on your nerves. Those individuals that know how to trigger you and know how to push your buttons. Me and dude were just talking yesterday, and I was like, they don't bother me anymore. Right. I'm not bothered. I'm not frustrated or anything like that by it because I realize people are going to be people, right? And they can't steal my peace. And you don't want them to steal your peace. We got to be examples just like Jesus. And Jesus was persecuted. People talked bad to him. They talked down on him and all that type of stuff. But he never let it get under his skin, right? Mm-hmm. He never stooped down to their level. He loved them. He forgave them. He moved on. He lived for them. He died for them. And all of those type of things. Nothing changed. And so I want to live that same way. So I reflected on that as I said, let me do some changes in my life. And now I get frustrated with these people. I gave flowers to my honey. She appreciated my flowers, so don't cut up over here acting like my flowers wasn't all that great. I know it was only 2 bouquets of flowers in 12 months, but going into 2024, my goals are for my honey to see a whole lot more sweetness from her honey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a goal. That is a goal. So as we so we traveled a lot. Mm-hmm. The Moors traveled a lot. We went to New York, and when we went to New York, I hated it. I never have to go again. I had fun with the people that we went with, but I hated New York.
Yeah, that
like I never have to go to New York ever again. I've done, I've seen, I've conquered, and I never have to do that process ever again. What about you,
Ivan? What's up, Ivan?
Ivan on there?
Yeah. What's up, Jason?
Yeah, hop on there. Ivan can contest. Like, I talked to Ivan, and me and Ivan said the same thing. We was like, hey, we ain't got to do it. And Shannon.
I know Shannon said I don't have to go to New York no more.
Shannon said, I don't have to go to New York no more. He took pictures. He said, I took pictures of everything I need to take pictures of. He didn't even want to go to it.
Oh, my God.
Right, Reverend? He didn't even want to go to the Statue of Liberty. He just wanted to see it from a distance. As long as he could put his eyes on it, he was good. And I was with him on that.
Yeah.
And we were done.
Yeah.
And so we were done with New York. So we went to New York. We enjoyed ourselves in New York. The Moors celebrated and went to Hawaii for the first time.
Yes, went to Hawaii. We had a it was nice. It rained, but it was definitely something different. But that plane ride, Lord have mercy, plane ride. I think my wife got me on that one. Cause I kept asking, how long this ride? How long this plane ride?
How long was that flight? I forgot how long you said that
flight
flight
was. It felt like it was 8 hours. That would have felt like.
Dude said it felt like it was 8 hours.
I told next time we go that far, I'm sacrificing everything and get first class. I'm telling you.
You gonna get a cocoon.
Man, gee whiz. But we had a nice time because I was with my wife. We had a good time, even though it rained. We enjoyed the place. They had the best waffles you ever want to taste.
You and these waffles.
Man, the waffles was slamming, bro. They were slamming. I liked it.
So yeah, John enjoyed Hawaii. What else? What else have we done throughout the year? I'm trying to think of all the things. I'm trying to kind of recap of what we've done. Anybody, those who are watching online, please, this is a live chat. So throw down in the chat and kind of point out some of the big things that you've done throughout this year. Trying to see if there's some things that we've ever done, some things we've ever accomplished.
Right.
But any places that you've gone, anything in that nature, kind of check on that.
When did we do the not the musical, but the experience?
Man, the experience was like that was like 2022.
Was it?
Yeah, that was
It
2022.
don't seem like it was that long ago.
I know, right? We did it. It was almost experience. It was a year. It was a year. If y'all didn't hear him, he said it was almost experience. So we did like a choir musical type deal, and so it was a worship service, and so we did that, but that was like in 2022, and it was good. And then we almost did it again, and like it was nuts that everything fell apart. Everything fell apart. We were leading up to it. We had songs. We were dealing with it. It was some hard songs. I picked out some hard songs. So we had some hard songs, but we were getting along with them and everything like that. And we was getting close. Like the closer we got, like it just fell apart. Things just everything just started going wrong. Mm-hmm. And so we tried to do that again, but we're gonna try to do that again on next year.
Right.
Maybe. I said that out loud on live camera. So now people are gonna be like, "You're doing the experience."
We'll try to do it again. What's up, Jeff?
Cool. Jeff jumped in that thing. So, yeah. So anything that y'all done, experience, throw down in the chat. I want to hear about it. Say hello, wave, all that type of stuff. If we see you, of course, we're going to say hello. Like I said, we're not going to be on here too long. We just kind of want to recap and kind of just talk about the year and encourage everybody as we're going into 2024.
Right.
Excited about that. So new and big endeavors going in for next year. So we plan on, of course, doing more with the podcast. We're excited about that. We're talking about doing more with the podcast, so we'll be doing a whole lot more. We'll be doing episodes, and so we'll be kind of upgrading all that type of stuff. We're also in the process of getting shirts made for this podcast. In the process, so we'll be doing giveaways when we do these podcasts. Also, not all of them will be live. Some of them will be recorded. So Working on that process, also moving into next year. We're also, this is a big feat. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but it's a big dream that I've thrown out there. I told Dude, I told Trisha, and I told the Right Reverend. But I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do it. I think we can attack it. And so what I want to do, I want to film a Christmas short film next year.
Next year meaning what's the date? 31st?
The 31st.
Meaning
2024.
24.
Not 2025. 2024.
Oh my Lord.
2024. So everybody that's watching online, like we do casting calls and all that type of stuff. So we want extras. We want folks in it and everything. Because Trisha told me that she's not an actress and that she's not. It takes a little bit to do a production.
It takes a little bit.
But we got 360. We got 365 days to do this production.
So I mean, but because it can be done in sections, I guess.
Yeah, it can be done in sections. So we can start this process in June and then have it ready. We'll be Christmas in July. That's when we start filming.
Man, we built for this. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
built
dude.
for this.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. But yeah, so that's a plan. Everybody keep looking at me like I'm crazy. Even the Right Reverend is not even enthusiastic about this. He's a filmmaker.
Oh.
we can write one. We can write one. Like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But like I said, it's a dream. I'm not saying that it's gonna happen, but it is a dream. It is a dream.
Yeah.
Like I said, back to the waiting room. I'm sorry. But back to the waiting room, of course. So things happen in the waiting room. So I thought about that as we were in the hospital, in the waiting room for my mother, but then also for other family friends and loved ones. When anybody sit in the waiting room, and as you sit there, a lot of things tend to happen. A lot of people are doing things to kind of keep their mind off the circumstance, off what's happening at the moment, at the point in time. So like games are playing. Conversations are had, and then you also kind of start going down memory lane. Like it always tends to happen anytime that you're in a waiting room, especially when you finally get the news to where you get the worst news of that individual that's not going to make it, and so you go down and you start thinking about what was and how life used to be, and I believe there are people. I'm not gonna say a bunch, but there are those out there who are living in those days, sitting in that weight room and going through those point in time to saying like, "What? I wish it was like this. Mm-hmm. I wish it was like it used to be. I wish this person was here. I wish this circumstance was better. I wish times were a lot easier." I wish my heart wasn't heavy, because this is the time of year. That's what make movies and the commercials so great, because they tug on your heart, right? And they really weigh you down. And so we think about all those things, especially going into a new year, because we enter these new years with pieces of us missing.
Right.
And I think that we hide those things away, and I think it's something that we do need to talk about, those vulnerable moments, those painful moments. And so going into the new year, and we hope that the new year will kind of soften those blows. Because I remember when Mom passed, I just wanted to get away. Just to be honest, just to be transparent at the moment, that I wanted to get out of Prairie View so bad. Like I just needed to get away. We had lost her, and then we stayed in Prairie View until the funeral. So we're there the entire time. We stayed there with Dad at the house, and it was such a struggle. Like it was so hard. Like each and every day, like waking up, just felt like it was something on my back, and it was like something was pulling down on my heart, like each and every day. And I remember telling Trisha, I was like, I just got to get out of here. Like I just gotta go. Like it's too many memories. It's too much love. It's too much. Like I gotta get out of here. I was like, if I can make my way back to Houston, then I can get back in my own house, and then I don't have to think about it so much.
All right.
And so we went through that process, and then I got heavy when I made it home. Because I got home and then I thought about dad in the house by itself. So then I was heavy all over again. I was like, he's at the house. He's all by himself. So I was struggling with that. So then like the crying still never stopped. Now I'm crying because my dad hurt and all this other stuff and so all these other things. And so that's what we're constantly looking for an out. Like we're looking for that new. And going into the new year, I want to encourage people that it's some things that we're going to drag along with us. Even though we want to get rid of them, even though we want to set them to the side, even though we want to feel better and we want to distract ourselves with other things, we believe that these distractions will make us feel better. And it's not always, and I can't always, it sounds so bad to say it in this manner. It's not always easy to pray it out. Like I want to encourage you to, but it's not easy to pray it out. Like as we go into a new year and we pray into a new year, and as we take on these new roles, or we just start something new, or we're starting over. It's not always like you're still bringing some hurt with you.
Right.
You're still bringing some struggles with you, and I'm gonna encourage you to pray and then develop a relationship with God. But it's not always easy, right? It's not always, it's not going to seem like everything is straightforward and everything is working. Is everything good? Are we froze? Did we stop? Is everything still going? Is it frozen? Is it frozen, cuz? Are we still streaming?
It's froze.
You told me it's froze? Can anybody hear us? Why did it freeze? Why did it freeze? You said the subtitles are good? And the vocals are still good. But we have frozen. The picture froze. Give us a second. We working this out. This happens. We like pros at this. Yeah, that's what made me notice it. Give us a second. We working this out. Oh, so that's working.
It's froze, but we can hear the sound.
You want to unplug the camera? Put it back in. To totally lose. We're gonna give it a go. If we got to start over, we might have to start stream over. We'll see. I'm glad y'all can hear us.
We had a sound, but the picture is froze.
Okay, so I've been doing all this talking. Give us a second. I don't know why it froze. That's just what happens whenever we stream.